curriculum of your choice to offer for the students in the school to take it up. It could be practical, it could be theory based, right? So that option also is there as far as the new education policy is concerned. The one they have given one suggestion also, where you can have one bagless day, any day of a week or something, you can decide. So that day the student comes to the school without a bag. And what he has to do? He has to engage in local vocational, whatever work is there locally, he has to engage in that. Gardening activities, sports activities, cleaning activities, any activity he is designated as a bagless day. So these kind of suggestions are also given where student can be activated towards physical activities more freely, more comfortably. Encourages formation of clubs, sports, yoga, health, wellness, right? So you can make a club. It can be across classrooms, across teaching, across non-teaching. It can even go further by engaging the parents and local communities. So you as physical education teacher should hold a central role in formation of these clubs, engaging the local community, local teachers, local school people, and encourage. The idea is whatever means possible, get the community to be physically active. Add more purpose, add more activities which they can do and make it as a habit. Okay. For colleges and universities, they have to have a separate department. This mostly it is there, but they have also wanted to add credits. In our university, physical education offers soft core courses for students of other departments to come and study. So when they do a health or a disability management in our department, that goes as a credit for a MCOM student or a computer science student or a biology or Sanskrit student. So credit which they get by doing a physical education course is added to their degree. This is called the CBCS system, choice-based credit system, which is followed here. Okay. And adult education, the policy proposes the development of education curriculum which includes crucial life skills, right? So life skills, awareness, childcare, education, sports, recreation. This obviously is not going to be a one-man job. Don't feel that, oh my God, so much is there for me alone to do. What is relevant to you? Sports and recreation, maybe education, maybe healthcare awareness, maybe, right? So you can engage other specialists also in this. See, the idea is to reach out to the students with proper people, proper experts. So not that you only have to do everything. Engage experts who are in the community, your parents, your students, also your students, some specialized students. Use them to create such kind of awareness and programs. So what the idea is that when you are in school as a physical education teacher, what are all the ways you are going to contribute to the welfare or the health and welfare of the school and community? Look at the option, look beyond physical education period. So the main essence which I would like to focus to you here, just don't stick to physical education and 2 hours of sports. Look at overall health of your students, teachers, school administration, and also parents and community if possible. Right, so again, I'm dwelling on this physical education. I don't want to do, because I'm sure you all are very much aware of it. The physical education, what is physical education? That's a meaning and definition. Broad objectives. Sir has also discussed all this in detail, and what is existing in Assam also has been clearly defined. So I don't want to go deep. Just check the points. As a physical education teacher, you are concerned about the health, not only of your students, your entire teaching community, school administration, and society, the community as a whole. Look at fundamental movements, walking, running, jumping, sitting, right? Speed, strength. So basic fundamental movements are also to be concentrated upon. Here, don't look at only sports as an alternative. Sports is there, okay. But these fundamental movements are what is going to create tomorrow's sports person. Today you focus at the right area, tomorrow you get an Olympic champion, correct? Then productive citizens, by focusing on the health of majority or if not all your students, teachers, administration, the productivity of the citizens have improved time and time again. So many studies have proved how good sports and physical education is to improve productivity. Professional excellence, social and emotionally competent, effective use of leisure time, ethical character, all these things are impeccable objectives, uncompromisable objectives of physical education. Work on all these objectives in whichever way you can. I wouldn't say this is the best method to do it or this is the only option left to you. You can look at small steps in these directions to achieve these goals in whichever way you can. As teachers, you can contribute. And so now let us look at the future, what is in store for us and how we can take a step in this direction. Right, the first point here is take stock of the present situation. So many times what happens, we promise something that is not existing. We are looking at the ideal situation and we are only thinking of that. If I have a ground only, I will work. If I have the equipment only, I will work. If I have an ideal situation, if my principal says that, yes, physical education is most important, then only I will work. Right, so we don't want to get into this kind of a situation that may not be actually present. What is the present situation? This is what I have. So take stock of the actual real situation that is present to you. Formulate plans to get closer to the ideals. Based on what situation is prevailing in you, take small step towards the ultimate goal of physical education, not just all the goals. Even if you are able to reach out to one goal, fair enough. Start moving slowly but surely. Okay. Have short-term steps to reach long-term goals. So what you have in mind may not be possible that month itself, that year itself. It is possible that you might have to take 10 steps in order to reach the goal, but thinking of the 10 steps, don't forget the first and second step. Take one step at a time and reach out. Don't get disheartened or don't give up because your ultimate goal is not envisaged in your first step. Okay. Second is the government supports a lot of our physical education activities through apps. I don't know if you all have downloaded this Hello India app. I have downloaded it. I keep referring to it now and then. They have some given tests of physical education. They have health concept of physical education, how you can be fit, right? And there are so many other resource material which is available and which the government of India itself supports and encourages. So I want you all to look into it, download it. We are doing so many things every day today, right? So things that that may be just like kind of a social interaction, which may not actually be beneficial for our profession. So maybe you can spend some time on these apps, websites, which I will be giving you in due course, and try to learn and adopt something that is expected out of us through those apps and websites. Look for PPP. PPP means public-private partnerships. So today, as physical education teachers, financing and funding could be a big issue. It is even for the administration itself, this could be a big issue. For governments itself, this could be a big issue. So how am I going to execute this kind of a plan or this kind of a schemes where I can contribute in some way to the school? So that is how these PPP programs have been set up, where public-private partnerships could be got into. So in our case, let us say, for example, tie up with an association, tie up with an academy, tie up with a corporate, tie up with a community leader, some way where we can connect with the people who have our own ideologies, like our own, what we have planned for the school or teachers, somebody who is willing to get into our team. So look for such openings also to realize our goal. What is the goal? The ideals. Physical education ideals are the key. And to reach that ideals, how I am going to leverage myself, how I am going to expand myself to reach out, instead of just sitting in my PT room, where all I can go and tap, so that my programs can be successfully executed in the schools and my value in the school can be better. And a small idea for cooperation amongst us will be pooling and sharing of resources. So what I mean to say by this is, maybe one school is having talented people, but they don't have infrastructure. One school might be having infrastructure, but not enough exposure and competition or fun activities with the students. So why don't you people, both of you, get together and share your resources for your own mutual benefit? Maybe the school that has the infrastructure can even charge some kind of a minimum for its maintenance activities. So this kind of sharing and pooling, some people, maybe there are some 50 balls required for some activity, and you have 3 schools are there which are having only 15 balls. So these, all the 3 resources can be put together, and lot of mutual fun-filled activities. One day, play away day, like one day they are coming bagless day. On a bagless day, maybe some kind of a pooling like this, sharing like this can be done and made more meaningful. So explore options like this. Everybody cannot be bestowed with all the things that are required. So it is more important that we do this pooling and sharing of resources. Bilateral engagements and more. So again here, some have it, some don't have it. So if you are able to mix and match, just like our tours, cricket tours happen. India, they have World Cup, they have multi-team tournaments also. Apart from that, they also have this bilateral tours where only 2 countries are taking part. Like this, you don't have to actually look at inter-school competition, then only I will participate. Or some kind of a tournament by association, then only I will participate. You can even have fun-filled activities between 2 schools. You can have a matchup between just 2 schools which are close by. So find meaningful ways which will motivate your students towards health, fitness and sports. Okay. Initiate and maintain health records of students. So this is a kind of very, very critical aspect, because see, when the child is in school, we have to look at the fundamental movements, postures, the way even a child might walk. Right now, we hardly pay attention to it. When the person is sitting, he has to sit for 5 hours, 6 hours in the class. What type of posture that student is maintaining? So do we have any records, any continuity towards this? I can give example of what happens here in Tamil Nadu. Where out there, the health record, there is a health book where every year my height is measured, my weight is measured and entered. That's all. So every year there is a data. Height, weight, it is maintained. But where is it compared? Where is it graphed? So they have to find out, when I was 5 years, this was the height. When I was 10 years, this was the height. Is my growth pattern in the right way? Just having 5 different data of what my weight is, what my height is, how is it going to help? Somebody is putting on weight, somebody is losing weight. How do I know until I don't see what has happened the previous year, what has happened the year before? So we have to have not only just record of height and weight, we have to have easy going in the proper range that is recommended. Is there any other problem? So when we have identified the problem at the right age, it can also be treated at the right age. You don't want something to become a habit and later on struggle, later on medically try to treat something when it can be prevented. Our physical education is always focused on prevention, because prevention is better than cure, right? So let us look at the health aspects of the students also in whichever way you can. Right, so it's a very exhaustive work. I'm sure it's not as easy as I'm telling here, but you can look at this option. So make use of technology. Yeah. So this is the last slide about the theory part. So where we can make use of technology is there are a lot of free apps today which is available and that can be used. I think somebody has to mute their mic. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gautam?
Hello, sir.
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay, I'm continuing. So you can a lot of free apps are available for us, which we can take advantage of. So maybe some of you might be actually using it, but then I would suggest spread it around. Let more and more people take advantage of such free apps that are available. Try professional collaborations with fitness centers, with gyms, with the sports associations, like doctors, medical people. So try to have some kind of a collaboration with them so that you can you can clearly demonstrate what health and how serious you are about the health and welfare of your school and educational institutions. Corporate sponsorship. Today there is something called corporate social responsibility, CSR. All the companies, corporates, they have to have some kind of a fund given as a CSR. So if you have any connection with the corporate people, you can ask them to divert. So they have to anyway give the fund. That fund can be used for development of physical education, sports or infrastructure. So you can give this idea to them. Sir, we want to have a kind of an indoor gymnasium where we can engage in aerobics, where we can engage in yoga. So kindly give your CSR for this year fund towards that development. Open up with this kind of some ideas. Get comfortable using technology, right? So you should be able to understand the software and the utility application of it, and then so that you can take advantage of it. I will show you how you can take advantage also. Look beyond students. So don't look at just the students who are there in physical education class. Go for teachers, parents, office staff, administrative staff, even Safai Karmacharis, securities. Look at the health of the entire system, entire school as a whole. Initiate formation of clubs, encourage students to form clubs so that they can engage purposefully in physical activity apart from the school program. Have a vision. So put a target, set a goal for yourself. This year, this is what I want to contribute. This is what I want to see in the school. That help you go. So there has to be some kind of a collaboration for us so that we can execute our plans in the most efficient manner. So build teamwork so that even if you are not present, the team will exactly know what is to be done and the goals will continue eternally. It should not be that your work only, and if you are not there, that work itself is not there. So build a team so that your contribution towards physical education becomes eternal. Encourage activities that involves all the students. This example I had given before also. Don't look at your taste, your specialization, and just a specific group of people to engage in sports, right? So think of activities that can engage almost all the students of your class or school so that the greater goal of physical education is achieved. Okay, so these are some of the ideas that I wanted to share with you. So let me just share the slide that has technologies which you can put to use, right? So each and every technology, the apps that are there, it has a good purpose. So you can go through it. This is by no means exhaustive. There are more apps also. So for the want of time, I have just put some. This is the Khelo India app of Sai. So you can see it has 4 aspects: learning, playing, getting fit, and social media. So all these aspects you can see as broken down on the right hand side of this of the slide. So whatever is more suitable for you, whatever is convenient to you, the advisory or recommendations are there. Even the infrastructure that is available in your school, even that can be posted, so that it can the government or the Khelo India will have an idea what infrastructure is in your possession. This is a very nice app which you can download and take advantage of. So whatever you can, as a teacher, you also have the support of the government. Khelo India is a government program. You know you are executing a government program, so you don't have to really worry much about it. So this is about the Khelo India app. This is the Physical Education Foundation of India, PEFI. So they are also pioneer contributors towards development of physical education in India. So they are conducting lot of programs to enrich physical education all over India. They are having additional courses on physical education. They are conducting seminars and conferences, any type of resources. All those things are there in their programs. So you can download this app, or you can even check with their website, Physical Education Foundation of India. So you will get lot of input. So your choices, your interest might be different. So you can try to tap what is interesting to you and accordingly do. They are doing some research projects also. So you can apply accordingly to them, and they have journal publications also. Now I think they are starting very soon. So for that also you can contribute. So another resource which could be helpful to you is the Physical Education Foundation of India. Then we have the physical education app itself. So this is the this is the logo of the app, right? Icon of the app. So you can see all these things in the Google Play Store. So here also they are preparing for your competitive exams. So what are all the information that you need with regard to NET exam and any other state examinations, and they give tips on physical education activities. So you can download this app also and take advantage of. Apart from this, there's Fit India. This is also a government website. They don't have an app, but this is a website which contains the programs of the government. So once we are combining our activity with the government programs, it becomes a little easier for us to handle things. So this is Vishwanath Sundar. He is a very good friend of mine. He is also supporting, and he is having his own portal where he is giving mock exams for NET and SET and all that. So you can, this is free. So you can just log into the website and you can take these tests. And if you are giving it, it's full to you, and it is free. Best part is it is all free. You don't have to pay anything for it. So worth spending some time and developing our own knowledge on it. Apart from that, there is also an app called Calorie Counter. So maybe some of you might be using this. And here there are apps which goes about Healthify Me, right? So Healthify Me. And it gives details on your weight loss program, fitness program, right? So how much calories you are spending. It's like, Fitbits are there, Fitbands are there today, fitness bands are there. So it gives information. Why I put this is because it is free, right? And this is recommended by many of our trainers who come to coach our, assist our state teams. So they are also suggesting Healthify Me as a very good app to keep track of your good health. This is also free, so you can download this Healthify Me app. Then there is this attendance, there's smart attendance. You can see this is the icon. So here you can digitally keep your attendance, right? So you can get attendance percentages. Only thing is they don't record names, so they record numbers. So the names have to be given in the numerical order, so that you know which number indicates which boy or girl or which student in general. This is also free. So it gives, at a fraction of a second, it gives complete digital information, including the class record, the class strength, what time your class was taken, and all these details. And on that day, editing is possible. If you have taken the class at that day, in future, maybe somebody was absent or by mistake, something was done. So you can do editing also. So for keeping your attendance in digital format in your mobile, so you can use this app, Smart Attendance app. Next, we have to organize a lot of tournaments and schedules. So for that also, now you get this kind of a free app for organizing tournaments and programs. So here you can see that this app is you can make tournament winner app, tournament maker app, league manager. So it draws fixtures for you. What are all the features? So it can create a tournament. It can create for multiple sports, multiple tournaments also. It can make match schedule, sports venues, events, so many things. So this app is called Winner app, which helps with the organization. Again, another app to draw fixtures, Quick Tournament Maker, right? So this app is Quick Tournament Maker. Here also you can make elimination tournament, double elimination, round robin, and so on. Again, all these are free apps which you can take advantage of. So once you start using these apps, it becomes easy for you. You become more techno savvy. You are able to understand how this technology works, and quickly you are able to give the data. Again, fitness, for the fitness, this is an app, 30-day fitness challenge. Okay, so here again is a free app which helps with weight loss, fitness, workouts, working out from home, and so on. This is with regard to coaching, right? So when you have as a coach, you might want to have a lot of details recorded, so that you can. So Longo Match is a free app where you can get details on what are all the video analysis, how you are in a cricket match. You can see the bowling analysis, how they bowled right-hander, where they bowled short ball, full toss ball, boundaries where they were hit, right? So all these things are you can do, right? So what is possible here? Record your training or match. You can see here, free on mobile, right? So record your training and match on your device camera. Import the video file to your phone or tablet and analyze. Create one project and code actions. Review unlimited events within a project. Okay, so sync your long match mobile with your desktop seamlessly. So you can record in a mobile and save it in your computers. So for coaching, this app is suggested, Longo Match. Right, so this is an MCC app because it is cricket. I have put this up. Very nice app. Cricket laws. There are 42 laws on cricket, often very confusing and lot of chance for interpretation. So here MCC itself has created an official app where all the laws are discussed by way of animation, by way of quiz at different level, easy, intermediate, and hard. So 3 levels there are quiz. So you can update the MCC laws, and it is up to date. If there is any change, it is updated in the app. So you don't have to worry about what will happen if some law changes. So it is always updated. You can see the icon. This is the icon. Kindly download the correct official app. So there may be many apps which are cloned or fake, but you should see to it that it is the original MCC lab, exactly the same icon. So you can learn about all the laws that are existing. Beautiful animations are there. It's really wonderful, great way cricket is marketed and involved, and how people are getting involved in the laws and umpiring and all that. You should see it. It's a wonderful app. Right. So that's it. I think, yeah, fine. So some basic idea of all the apps and the way physical education can look for some kind of a change so that our value and contribution is increased, and how we can become indispensable to our school administration. Once again, I thank you all for this great opportunity, and if there are any questions, I will be happy to take up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was such a very interesting, very nice, informative deliberation. And I think that this will be very helpful for all the trainees and all the participants, and even those who are the beginners who are trying to go for the fitness programs. So I would like to request the participants, if they have any question, please put your questions in the chat box. It can be taken for the interaction session. Sir, before that, I myself have one very small question, that being
Yes.
a beginner who likes, when there are times that when we get motivated that yes, we want to be fit or we want to go for some kind of fitness programs, so whether those Healthify Me and such other kind of apps will be safe or will be good for us, like who are just beginners actually, like who are just planning to becoming fit, or planning to go for some kind of change in their lifestyles. So if you could can say some words on it.
Yeah, so see, definitely, I think it should motivate you. It is not bad. See, ultimately, to do the activity is in your hands. Healthify Me will only give you data, how much you have. Doing the activity is in your hands. A beginner, you need not, the Healthify Me gives a target. If you are not able to reach the target, say for example, it's not something to be concerned about. It is competing with yourself, and we are aware that we are beginners. Okay, so Healthify Me says that you have to take 10,000 steps today. You managed 9,000. It's not something you should break your head. You are not going to be answerable, or Healthify is not going to punish you for that. Fine, anyway, 9,000 I did. That itself is good. So that is the way you are constantly trying to compete with yourself. Healthify Me is, if there is no Healthify Me, probably you would have stopped at 6,000. Because of Healthify Me, you reached 9,000, even though 10,000 was not there. So that is the positivity that we have to take. One more suggestion which I would like to say, especially for the beginners, is that make some small groups and do. Always what happens when we are alone? When we are alone,